On a clear, starry night, a small village nestled in a valley was alive with light. The people of the village loved the stars. They believed each star was a tiny spark of joy placed in the sky to guide and protect them. Every year, the village held a special festival to celebrate the stars. During this festival, the villagers would gather around the big oak tree in the center of the village, sing songs, and watch the stars twinkle above them. One evening, as the festival was about to begin, a young boy named Henry sat by the oak tree, staring up at the night sky. His eyes sparkled with excitement. He loved the stars more than anything, and he couldn't wait for the festival to start. "Look, Henry, there's Astrid," his older sister Eloise pointed out as she sat beside him. Henry smiled, nodded, and said, "I can always find Astrid, but I want to see a new star tonight. Maybe a special one like the glowing star." "The glowing star?" Eloise asked, raising an eyebrow. Henry nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, the legend says that once every 100 years a special star falls from the sky. It's called the glowing star, and whoever finds it gets to make a wish, and I want to find it." Eloise laughed softly and said, "That's just a legend, Henry. Stars don't fall from the sky." Henry pouted and replied, "I know it's a legend, but wouldn't it be amazing if it were true?" As the festival began, the villagers gathered around the oak tree. Lanterns were lit and music filled the air. But Henry couldn't focus on the celebrations. He kept his eyes on the sky, searching for any sign of the glowing star. As the night wore on, Henry's excitement grew. He stood up, determined to find the glowing star. "I'm going to search for the glowing star," he declared. Eloise, amused by her younger brother's determination, also stood up too. "I'll come with you, Henry. But you know the glowing star is just a story, a myth, a legend, right, Henry?" Eloise said. "I know," Henry said with a grin, "but I'm still going to try." The two siblings walked away from the festivities, heading into the quiet fields outside the village. The stars above sparkled brightly, and Henry scanned the sky with wide eyes. He wasn't sure what the glowing star looked like, but he was certain that if it existed, he would find it. As they walked deeper into the fields, Eloise started to feel tired from walking a long distance. "Henry, this is silly. The stars are beautiful, but they're so far away. We'll never find one up close," she exclaimed. But Henry didn't listen. He continued walking, his gaze fixed on the sky. Suddenly, a faint flicker of light caught his eye. It wasn't like the other stars, it twinkled brighter, almost as if it were moving. "Eloise, look! I think I see it!" Henry shouted, running toward the flickering light. Eloise followed him, a little more cautious now. The two of them reached the spot where the light was flickering. To their surprise, there, nestled between two tall grasses, was a tiny star. It wasn't a glowing light in the sky. It was a small, sparkling stone, shimmering with a soft glow. "It's the glowing star," Henry whispered in awe. His heart raced with excitement. Eloise's eyes widened, and she said with excitement, "But how is this even possible? It's real. It's actually real. The glowing star does exist." Henry gently picked up the glowing star, feeling its warmth in his hand, and said, "I found it. I can make a wish. I can wish for anything." But as Henry held the glowing star, he noticed something strange. The glow of the glowing star wasn't as bright as it had been before. In fact, it seemed to be fading. "What's happening?" Eloise asked, her voice filled with concern. "I don't know," Henry replied, his voice trembling. "It was shining so brightly a moment ago, but now it's getting weaker and weaker." Eloise thought for a moment and asked, "Maybe the glowing star needs something. Maybe it needs to be returned to the sky." Henry's heart sank and he replied, "But how? We can't fly. We can't get it back up there, can we?" Henry and Eloise sat down in the grass, looking at the glowing star in Henry's hand. It was still beautiful, but its glow was dimming. Henry felt a pang of sadness. He had found the glowing star, but now he couldn't figure out how to help it. As the night grew darker, a gentle breeze swept through the field, and a soft voice echoed in the wind. "Help me," the voice whispered. "Help me return to the sky." Henry looked around, startled. "Did you hear that?" Henry asked Eloise. Eloise nodded, wide-eyed. "Yes, where is it coming from?" "It's coming from the glowing star," Henry said, his eyes wide with realization. "The glowing star can't return to the sky without help." Eloise took a deep breath and said, "We need to help it, Henry. The glowing star needs us to be brave." Henry held the glowing star tightly and replied, "But what can we do? We can't fly like the stars. How can we help it return?" Eloise smiled softly, her eyes full of determination. "We might not be able to fly, but we can do something else. We can show the glowing star love and kindness, just like we would for anyone else," she responded. Henry's face brightened and he said, "You're right. We can help the glowing star by showing it that we care." The two siblings stood up and, together, they whispered to the glowing star. "We care about you," Henry said gently. "We want to help you get back to the sky." "We believe in you," Eloise added. "You are special, and we know you belong in the sky with the other stars." As they spoke, the glowing star began to glow brighter and brighter. Its light flickered once more, then grew steady and strong. Suddenly, the glowing star floated gently from Henry's hand, rising up into the night sky. It soared higher and higher until it joined the other stars, shining brightly in the night. Henry and Eloise watched in awe as the glowing star returned to the sky. It was no longer lost, it was home. "Wow!" Henry whispered, his voice full of wonder. "We did it! We helped the glowing star." Eloise smiled and hugged him. "We did it together. Sometimes the most important thing is showing love and kindness, even when we don't know exactly how to fix a problem," she said. The two siblings walked back to the village, their hearts full of joy. They knew they had learned a valuable lesson that night, that even the smallest act of kindness could help someone or something find its way home. As they returned to the festival, the villagers cheered and celebrated. The stars above twinkled more brightly than ever, and Henry couldn't help but smile, knowing that the glowing star was no longer lost. It was found and was heading its way back home, just like he and Eloise had found their way back to the warmth and light of their village. And from that night on, every time Henry looked up at the stars, he remembered the glowing star and the good, strong power of love and kindness. The stars, he knew, weren't just lights in the sky. They were reminders that, no matter how lost we feel, there is always a way back home with a little help from our friends.